I heard the gunshots go off, and when I heard them, I could hear the whizzing.
Tonight at 10, a shooting right by the UW campus leaves a teenager dead. Why police need your help. And after more than 2 years of issues, one community is still experiencing the effects of severe flooding. Why they say they're in danger of a driving situation. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now.
An attack on one member of our community is an attack on all of our shared values. This act of violence has crossed a line of what is acceptable. It is assault on all of us and our sense of safety and security. My heart goes out to the victim's family. No one should lose a child.
We are still working tonight to learn more about a deadly shooting late last night in downtown neighborhood. It all happened here on the 10th block of Lathrop Street just before midnight. A 17-year-old who police say was a student at a Madison school district was taken to a nearby hospital. Now, Madison police said that that person died this morning. Now, I want to show you the scene of the shooting. It happened right by Camp Randall, where a bunch of students from UW were moving in this weekend, and we actually got a chance today to talk with one of those students who witnessed last night's shooting.
Pretty chaotic, and it happened really fast.
Max Schilling was moving into his college house when all of a sudden he heard the unmistakable sound of gunshots.
We heard the gunshots go off, and when I heard them, I could hear the whizzing, so I thought, I felt pretty exposed sitting in the front seat of the truck.
The UW student says a massive crowd dispersed immediately from down the street. People were running in every which way, even jumping into nearby bushes for protection.
There were a lot of people over there, and so as soon as I started hearing shots, I thought there were going to be a lot of people hurt.
Witnesses believe that around 100 people were on Lathrop Street when the gunshots rang out. Police confirming today that a 17-year-old was hit by the bullets and killed, though a suspect has not been identified yet.
The way to keep most safe in the community is to encourage those people who know something about what happened to come forth, to share their information so that we can hold accountable the individual or individuals who was involved in this act of violence.
Caught in the midst of gunfire, Schilling says the moment was scary and surreal. He personally feels horrible for the victim's family and every person there last night who had to share a feeling of helplessness, hoping to just survive the night.
Especially since so many of those people were young. It seemed like a lot of those people were our age, and I can't imagine that. That's horrible.
Including last night, there have been 4 deadly shootings in Madison in this year and 5 homicides overall. The first one this year happened back in April when a 23-year-old man was shot outside of a gas station on South Park Street. There were also 2 unrelated deadly shootings over the 4th of July weekend. Now, last month, the Madison police chief said shots fired calls were up 45% over this half year as compared to last year. Well, last night's murder wasn't the only violence Madison police responded to. Check this out. At about 1 a.m., police say that they found 1 shell casing on Atwood Avenue, and just 20 minutes later, police went to both Lake and State Street for a report of a man with a gun. Madison police says that man drove off and no one was hurt in either of those incidents. Again, Madison Area Crime Stoppers is looking into all of these shootings, but police say that the best way to solve them in these cases is for people that know things about these to step up and speak out.
Because truly our community is not safe until those people or that person is held accountable. So that's what I would encourage, is we need your help, and at this particular time, we need your help to solve violence and this act of violence in our community.
We're going to try and learn more about this homicide and make sure to be the first to know with the latest information by downloading our Channel 3000 News app. It's free and available in our app store. Well, to weather now, here's a look from the Capitol from our Edgewater Skycam. It's a beautiful view tonight. Lots of sunshine this weekend and more of that to start the work week. Meteorologist Austin Kopninski joins us with your certified most accurate forecast.
Yeah, we're keeping the good times rolling here for the beginning of this next work week, but finally expecting to see some changes again to this forecast. Towards the middle of the week, we notice the humidity will start to rise, and then the end of the week brings some shower and storm chances. 63 degrees outside, however, right now. It really feels quite amazing, especially with the dew points hovering around those mid-50s. It's not too muggy still. Currently at 63 right here, and in Janesville, it does look like Monroe is still at about 70 degrees. So some spots hanging on to some additional heat, but Wisconsin Dells and Lone Rock both have fallen back down to around 59. And now those dew points also in those mid-50s. Likely not going to budge too much here overnight, as these temperatures are going to get very close to the dew points as they fall into the mid-50s as well. well. But our wind speeds very calm currently. Really no issues with the winds. Just a 7-mile-per-hour breeze in Monroe. Most of us not even feeling a breeze. I haven't felt a breeze behind my back since I've actually stepped outside over the last few minutes. And the Doppler track staying completely dry. Barely even seeing cloud cover here for tonight as we just continue this beautiful stretch of weather. Tomorrow, another fantastic day ahead of us. Temperatures starting out in those mid-50s tomorrow morning. But what are we expecting with those changes in the forecast? I'll run you through what we're expecting, and I'll have a look at your 10-day forecast coming up a little bit later on.
We do appreciate that, Austin, and new at 10. For 2.5 years, flooding has created a nonstop headache for a lakefront community. Adam Duxter explains why, for those who live there, road closed signs are just the latest chapter in this drama.
Since 2016, Bill McFarland has called the Crystal Lake community near Shep's Cottonwood Resort home.
This is a beautiful place to live. It's absolutely perfect.
But lately, there's a major problem.
Well, it's the access to our property. So we had 5 roads we could have gotten out of here on. Now we're down to 1 road.
With the other 4 underwater since 2019.
Since the flooding a few years back, Barter Road has served as the only way in and the only way out for the folks who live along Crystal Lake, a route they say isn't just inconvenient, but is dangerous too.
Evident when Donna Ackerman's husband suffered a stroke.
And an ambulance took 45 minutes to get here because they didn't upgrade the GPSs. It was a delay. He could have died.
And the curve where Barta meets Shep is another place that's got a lot of people concerned that if you're going too fast or don't know where you're going, one wrong turn can put your car right in the lake.
That's why Bill, Donna, and more than 150 others want the town to reopen Shep Road North. A straight shot to Highway 60, once flooded but no longer. The town chair says it's not an option.
It's soft, and when a heavy vehicle drives over it, it sinks. And that much weight on a vehicle on a road that's that wet, it would cause serious damage.
And when the town raised Barta to save the one working road in and out of the area, it drained the reserve fund, which means they'll either have to wait until Fish, Crystal, and Mud Lake get so high they drain into the Wisconsin River, or hope the county can come forward with the additional money to help.
If money was unlimited, we would be able to go at that and address each of those. We continue to do what we can given the resources that we have.
On days like today, McFarland says he's still glad he lives here.
We've got a lake, we've got boats, we have almost anything you want. We got fish in the lake.
But says he wishes he had a simpler way to get home. At Crystal Lake, Adam Duxter, News 3 Now.
Now, the township does plan to invest in guardrails at the steep turn, as well as signs warning drivers that water is ahead. Well, take a look at this. Taliban fighters have made their way inside Afghanistan's presidential palace. The Afghan president left the country this morning saying it was a hard choice. The Taliban spokesperson says the militant group is working to form an inclusive government in Afghanistan.
We are not worried because we have the support of the people of Afghanistan. So I think legitimacy and recognition is our right.
Earlier today, a Taliban official said the group would announce a new government for the presidential palace, but those plans appear to be on hold as of now. Meanwhile, the U.S. is sending more than 1,000 troops into Afghanistan, bringing that total to 6,000. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says the troops will be on security duty at the airport in the capital. This weekend's developments come just a week before the U.S. said its military mission would end in the country.
No, we haven't asked the Taliban for anything. We've told the Taliban that if they interfere with our personnel, with our operations, as we're proceeding with this drawdown, there will be a swift and decisive response. That's what we've told them.
President Biden is expected to address the country this week about the escalating situation in the Middle East. The White House shared this photo today on Twitter. Biden was away from Washington, D.C. this weekend, but took part in a virtual briefing with Vice President Harris and their national security team. Well, the ripple effects of yesterday's 7.2 magnitude earthquake in Haiti are still gripping the country tonight. This is new drone video showing widespread devastation as more than 5,400 buildings turn into rubble. Nearly 1,300 people have died. The U.S. Aid Administration says a response team is already coordinating with the Haitian government to assist. More schools are having kids mask up this fall, but next at 10, my psychologists say that that's not as big of a deal to them.
more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full by February 2023. Call today. Patio enclosures. At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Whoever made this weird nugget gave up hope. But whoever made Arby's new 100% chicken breast nuggets really cares. A lot. The most. 2 for $6. Arby's. We have the meat.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full by February 2023. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Hey folks, Monday on News 3 Now this morning, Bartenders for Hire will check out a high-end service that'll mix drinks at your next event. And we're going chicken wrangling. We'll show you how and let you know where you can do it. Monday from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Well, people who aren't vaccinated will be able to get ticket refunds at Summerfest. Last week, Summerfest announced attendees will have to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to get through the gates. Now, the festival is set to run over 3 weekends next month. If you're hoping to get a refund, you're going to have to act fast. Those requests must be filed to the festival's box office by tomorrow. Cardinal Raymond Burke is on a ventilator tonight battling COVID-19. He served the La Crosse Diocese until 2003. Burke tweeted last night that he tested positive for the virus on Tuesday after he started to feel ill while he was in Wisconsin. Now, Burke is originally from Richland Center and was ordained in La Crosse. He led the Archdiocese of St. Louis from 2004 until 2008. Now, beginning tomorrow, you're going to need a mask to enter any building in Waunakee's district. That's just the latest example of a local school changing its policy as the Delta variant continues to spread. But masks remain controversial as many vaccinated people question why they, and kids especially, have to wear them. Christina Laurie has more.
Everyone on campus, staff, visitors, and students, 4K through 12, to be masked for the start of the school year.
While cases of severe COVID are rare among children, more than 150 Dane County kids under the age of 18 have tested positive in just the past 2 weeks. Even if the virus doesn't land them in the hospital, the long-term or long-hauler effects are still unknown.
We're certainly very supportive of vaccination. You know, that is a family's decision to make.
Tim Schell, Waunakee's director of curriculum, is in an interesting position. Some of his students are old enough to be vaccinated. Some are not. In order to make sure all are protected, his district is following the American Academy of Pediatrics recommendation.
Most kids have really become old pros at wearing masks.
And mandating masks. Starting tomorrow, all students, staff, and visitors, regardless of vaccination status, will need to wear them. As much of a burden as masks may seem to some adults, psychologists say they're not as big of a deal for kids.
Especially for younger ones, you know, it's just part of the normal of their lives. They've been doing it for a year and a half.
Masks for now, but not forever.
We will see how conditions evolve when vaccinations become available for the younger students, and the board will be revisiting this as the year continues.
Reporting for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
The state is letting districts make their own rules when it comes to masks, so you're going to want to check the school's websites before the start of the new year. Now, Wisconsin ended last week with a vaccination milestone. Half of the people in the state are now fully vaccinated against COVID. That's 3 million people. 53% have at least one dose. Now, that 7-day average of new cases remains above 1,000. DHS will update its COVID data tomorrow. And CVS and Hy-Vee are just some of the pharmacies in our area now giving a third dose of the Pfizer and Moderna shots for people with weakened immune systems. The FDA and CDC gave the green light last week for additional doses of the vaccine for those in need. It is strongly recommended that you get that same vaccine that you got the first time. Well, you'll have a chance to get vaccinated this week at the Bree Stevens Field. Public Health is partnering with Forward Madison for 2 vaccination clinics outside the team's stadium during its matches. The first clinic was last night, and another one is set for Wednesday, and it's going to run from 5 until 7 p.m. Well, we have an update to a story we first brought you last night at 10. 2 people have died as a result of a monsoon in the Arizona desert. Local officials say 30 other people had to be rescued, many from rooftops. Some cities declared a state of emergency this weekend after just 2.5 inches of rain ravaged the valley.
I came in quick and unexpected, and that's why we tried to do the best we can with all the warnings, staying out of flooded roadways, staying out of washes.
This is like the first time I ever seen it like this, get this bad. We never get any rain since this was the first time. It was shocking for me.
Some state highways in Arizona are still closed tonight as crews work to clear the high water. Now let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Austin Kopninski.
And yeah, they said it. They're really just not used to that sheer amount of rain all at once. But thankfully here, we've actually stayed quite dry over this weekend. We are going to see humidity building back up on Tuesday, but the dry pattern generally does remain in place. We have 2 chances for some showers and thunderstorms. Both of them are towards the end of this work week. But for most of the next week, we're still going to see a lot of sunshine. So do keep that in mind. 24-hour temperature change still no different than where we have been these last few days. Smooth, consistent through this weekend. Temperatures have been very, very similar to these last few nights. 63 degrees right now in Madison, some upper 50s. Lone Rock now down to around 59 degrees, but overall pretty consistent. And our high temperatures that we saw earlier today generally in those upper 70s and low 80s. But our high temperature trend is going to remain there for the most part. We are going to warm things up here towards the middle of this week as some mid-80s look to return to the forecast for a brief moment. But then near the end of the forecast, it does drop right back down to around those lower 80s. Normal high is 80 degrees, but that's going to continue to drop over these next few weeks. Now, our dew points in those mid-50s for most of us. Mineral Point down to just 50 degrees. Tomorrow's going to be one of those last few days where humidity is just not going to be an issue. By the time we reach Tuesday, we're going to start to bump up these values a little bit back into the 60s. Now, our heat index, very similar, if not the exact same to our temperatures, because again, we aren't seeing that high humidity as of right now. Still feels pretty good out there. Calm winds, not going to be a problem here for today, but our rain chances over the next 10 days or so, nothing the next few days. But then again, towards the end of this work week, we do start to see some rain chances, especially for both Friday and Saturday. Only about a 30% chance as of right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 of those did end up getting bumped up. We do still need a little bit of some rainfall as we're in that moderate drought phase. We're still looking behind around 9 inches of rain for the entire year. So we're still well behind that. Likely not going to make too much headway here with that, with the rain expected later on this weekend. But we're not going to see any rainfall here for tonight. Taking a big step back, there's really just not too much happening for most communities around the area. We're looking really dry. A lot of surrounding states looking completely dry as well, as we're in for another beautiful few days ahead of us. Lots lots of sunshine, temperatures in those upper 70s and low 80s, and we just keep repeating that process for quite some time. But again, we do start to see some changes in the forecast, especially towards the middle of the week, because we're going to build up that humidity starting on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. But then afterwards, we start to see some rain chances on Friday and Saturday. And beyond that, we're looking at the upper 70s and low 80s with some more sunshine taking back over. So I wouldn't say it's a bad forecast overall, especially if you do like some sunshine. You're going to need to keep those sunglasses on hand, however, for the next few days.
All right, I'm going to put you on the hot seat one more time.
All right, here we go.
I'm curious, is it pretty typical to see it in the mid-80s right now? Is that a little bit hotter than normal? How does it compare to years past?
So mid-80s is a little bit warmer than average, but you look at earlier on this month, whenever we saw those strong to severe thunderstorms in the lower 90s even, that was well above average. And then the higher heat and humidity really brought those strong to severe thunderstorms. With these mid-80s, it doesn't look like we have as good of a chance to see strong to severe thunderstorms. It's a little bit above that average, but we're still going to keep a close eye on it here by the end of this week.
Just so you all know at home, we did not talk about this beforehand. This question was not pre-planned, and Austin just nailed that. So
just kind of happens, you know? Yeah.
That's what makes you the best of the biz. Thanks so much, Austin. And more local news, people in the Fitchburg community are coming together this weekend to raise money for research. The Huntington's Disease Society hosted its annual Team Hope Walk Run this morning. Team Hope is the largest national grassroots fundraising event, which takes place in more than 100 cities across the country.
I was affected by this disease. My mother died of it in 2013, and it's kind of been my life passion to help raise money for this cause, to help honor my mom and all of my friends who have tested positive for it.
Huntington's is a rare brain disease passed down in families from generation to generation. There are approximately 41,000 symptomatic Americans and more than 200,000 at risk of inheriting this disease. Well, the Brewers boast the best record in baseball, and this afternoon they're showing why. We've got the final series with the Pirates coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers. Right now, we'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
At Toyota's national sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's national sales event.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR financing for 60 months, plus $750 TFS APR cash on a new 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Highlander. Toyota. Let's go places.
Can you get this? I don't have my wallet. Oh, really? It's funny how that always happens.
Yeah, it's funny. With BMO Harris, you don't need your wallet. You can get money from any BMO ATM using your phone.
Uh-oh, looks like someone can buy their own tacos.
You could also pay them back with Zelle.
So many ways for you to pay. Awesome.
Order for BMO.
Ooh, tacos, banking. Some things are made to be mobile.
That feeling you get when your phone is your wallet. That's the BMO effect. And right now, open a new BMO Harris account online in just 5 minutes.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
I'm so glad you're okay, Sergeant Houston. This is Sam with USAA. Do you see the tow truck?
Yes, thank you. That was fast.
Sergeant Houston never expected this to happen, or that her grandpa's dog tags would be left behind. But that one call got her a tow and rental, paid her claim, and we even pulled a few strings, making it easy to make things right. That's what we're made for. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
If a nurse is what you want to be, let Herzing University make it possible in lots of different ways. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Be exactly the nurse you want to be. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
The Mallards truly rose to the occasion this weekend. With their season on the line, they shut down Fond du Lac and earned a spot in the playoffs. A quick turnaround for them since the playoffs begin today. Game 1 coming against a familiar opponent, the Dock Spiders. Madison makes the most of this opportunity. They load him up in the first, and JT Benson takes care of the rest. He drives in the first 2 runs of the game. And on the bump, unbelievable performance by Sun Prairie native Elliot Turnquist. He pitches a complete game, only allows 3 hits, no runs, and fans 13. Mallards with the shutout. Now the best of 3 series heads to Fond du Lac. Brewers looking to close out the second series of their road trip with a win. They get an early jump on the Pirates. Willie Adames in scoring position, while an error at first allows him to score. Brewers up 1-0. Now that score holds until the 3rd inning. Adames on base once again, and Yelly drills a double to right. The MVP scores Adames, and the Brewers have a 2-run lead. They go on to win this one 2-1. They take the series. Now they're off to St. Louis 4-3. The Jordan Love era is already seeing highs and lows. His debut got cut a little short on Saturday night after he got banged up on a sack fumble. Now he and the team are playing the waiting game. Yes, sources say the MRI came back clean this morning, but Matt LaFleur shared this afternoon that his status for both practice this week and their second preseason game are uncertain. On the upside, though, Love got a lot of credit from LaFleur after reviewing film from last night.
I thought, all in all, I thought he did a nice job. I thought just the decision-making, the timing, the accuracy was pretty much there. I think there's some things from a just footwork and fundamental, the tempo of some of his drops that we got to continue to work on with him. But I thought there was a lot of good.
Wisconsin football is heavily rooted in tradition, and as the Badgers work through fall camp, those standards that have been in place for years are being passed on to the younger players, especially on defense. Senior inside linebacker Jack Sanborn remembers watching and learning from the upperclassmen. Well, now he's that guy. Each year looking to raise the bar, but Sanborn says that everyone is pretty aware of the standard that has been set.
That's what makes it so great, just because everyone comes in here and has that expectation. I saw the standard every single day, and it's about living up to that, and then just also passing that then along to the young guys that are here right now, the freshmen that are here right now, and just so we can keep that linebacker tradition at Wisconsin here growing.
I was just curious to see if some of the students coming in this weekend, do you think they're practicing for jump around? Do you think at home they're doing jumping jacks and stuff like that?
Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they were. So if you're the downstairs neighbor, you might be like, what's going on? But I mean, hey, it's all in preparation for football, right?
It's all in prep for football. Thanks so much, Jordan. We're going to be right back.
Now's the time to get a Ford built for you, by you. Pick your color, your wheels, and other available features specifically designed for your Ford. Want an F-150 with a 12-inch touchscreen, 400 horsepower in an Explorer, or a moonroof? You've got it. And now an additional $1,000 bonus cash on top of all public offers. See your dealer for a Ford built for you, by you. Build and order your select Ford today and get $1,000 bonus cash in addition to all public offers.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Every accident is different. Different driving conditions, different injuries, different life circumstances. The insurance companies often use these circumstances to avoid paying you what you deserve. At Gruber Law Offices, we know how insurance companies can take advantage after an accident. Trust our experience and history of successfully helping our clients. And remember, there is never a fee until we win. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Been waiting to book a trip to Wisconsin Dells? It's time! It's time for family. It's time for fun. Hit the road. You'll be here in no time. Plan your getaway at wisdells.com.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought a piece of furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Trust the First Warn Weather Team for your most accurate forecast.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And with one more look at the forecast here, over these next 12 hours, temperatures will fall back down into the middle 50s in the overnight hours. But then we're going to quickly warm things back up, jumping into the 70s by around 10 a.m. tomorrow. And your extended forecast shows the humidity building midweek. Towards the end of the week, some shower and storm chances as well. But then we look to generally dry things out right afterwards.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's show. Thanks so much for tuning in, Madison.